Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. We had some news that made us kind of change up our show today. We were going to talk about Johnathan Abram as a potential Xavier McKinney replacement because he was a free agent released by the Las Vegas Raiders yesterday. So we were going to talk about that, but he just got claimed by the Green Bay Packers. So Johnathan Abram, I know a couple people hit me up on Twitter and we're saying, it would be a good replacement for X-Man. And McKinney, as he's going to be out 4 weeks due to that ATV accident, but he's going to be a Packer. So we're not going to talk about him on the show today. So we switched it up a little bit. We're going to talk about the latest Odell Beckham rumors as Jerry Jones, Mike McCarthy, and Micah Parsons are talking about Odell Beckham Jr. But before we get to those rumors, let's hit a real one roll call because we already got 83 people watching. This might be one of our highest viewed shows. We got a lot of people ready for the party. If you're a real one, go ahead and drop a real one down in the comment section, and I'll give you a shout out. Melinda, I like the new picture, Melinda. What's going on? Shout out to Linus10, 100K Cream, Carter, Mr. Lico, Dr. Pancake, Shaq Copeland, Mr. NY Stadium, Brielle Brown, Paul, Vanguard, Corinne, Paul, Pokey Moore, Torian Morris, Braden Barnes, S. Teacher Planner, Paul, Michelle, Jake, Playboy, Henry, Steven, Moises, Divine, Luis, William, Ray Nunez. What up, Cecil? Cecil, the Giants have been saying they have no money, but people have us signing everyone. Well, I'll tell you this much. It doesn't cost a lot of money to sign someone to a veteran minimum contract. You know how you can create money to sign someone to a veteran minimum contract? Cut someone off your team. So I know a lot of people make a big deal out of the salary cap. Of course, the Giants can't go out right now and sign someone to tens and millions of dollars, but yeah, the salary cap. The veteran minimum, you have players on your roster. You have 53 players. You cut someone, you go down to 52, and you sign someone. Use the money that you cut them with to sign someone else. Someone tells you we don't have the money for Odell Beckham. Someone tells you we don't have the money to sign someone to a veteran minimum contract. Tell them that Marshy told you to tell them that they're an idiot and they should subscribe to the channel to learn something. Shout out to GK Vlogs, Brandon, Francisco, Israel, Mitch, D Giant, Rosario, Gouza. What up, Rosario? EBK, Francisco, and Patrick Samuels. What's going on? I do want to tell you guys about a brand new sponsor we have. And today's Giants Now live video is sponsored by Established Titles. Established Titles is a fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping global reforestation efforts. It is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. Title Packs gives you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland, and an official certificate with a crest. We plant a tree with every order and work with global charities, One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future, to support our global reforestation efforts. You can officially include the title Lord or Lady on your credit card, plane tickets, dating profiles, etc. It makes a great last-minute gift. The first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my link will effectively be next to my plot within a few minutes of walking distance. Depending on how many of you want to become a lord or a lady, we can build our own little Giants Now Real One kingdom. It makes an amazing last-minute gift. Established Titles is actually running a massive early Black Friday sale right now with discounts up to 80% off. Plus, if you use the code CHAT, you get an additional 10% off. EstablishedTitles.com/chat to get your gifts now and help support the channel. Grab a plot of Scottish land next to me, Lord Marshy, and producer Lord Seeps. All you got to do, go to EstablishedTitles.com/chat. The link to that is in the comments and description of today's show. Let's start with this, because it is game week. Back to football this week. We were on a bye. Bye week's gone. Back to football. Who do you got? Who do you got this week? Who's going to win the football game? You're playing a terrible team in the Houston Texans. The Giants have to win this football game. If you have any idea, if you have your sights set on the playoff, you got any hopes, you're hoping the Giants get to the playoffs, you got to win this week. Type NYG if you're rolling with the Giants. Type HOU if you're rolling with the Houston Texans, I think the Giants win, and they win easily. They are better than the Houston Texans in every area of the game. Giants have to win this game. Shout out to Rosario, Mr. Lico, Paul, Dr. Pancake, Israel, Melinda, Torian, Gentle. Is it Gentle or is it something else? Rosario, Michelle, Hunnit, Carter, Corinne, Mr. NY Stadium, Paul, Rosario, Francisco, Aaron, Henry. Cecil, they did play the Eagles tight, and that kind of makes me a little bit more confident. You know, like it's like when you see those teams play good on Monday Night Football, but they lose, and then you expect them to play good again the following week, but it's like they just ran out of gas. It was a primetime game. They were hyped up, and they returned to reality at the noon game. That's what I think is going to happen. GK Vlogs, what up, says, hey, Marsh, what do you think about shedding at least $10 million off of Galladay's contract? I wish it was that simple. It's just not, though. You can't just cut money off of someone's contract that's already guaranteed. Sounds good in theory, but probably not going to happen. I'll ask you this question. I think a lot of you are going to be typing the same thing in the comments section, so I'll ask it now. Name a free agent you want the Giants to sign. Name a free agent you want the Giants to sign. Is it Ndamukong Suh? Is it OBJ? There they come. The OBJs are coming in the chat of Mario, Carter, Genuine, Taurus, Sal, Aaron, Gentle, Derek, Ray, Mr. Lico, Flex, Cole Beasley. He is retired, but I think if the Giants reached out to him, he might come back. OBJ stopped playing. Antonio Brown? Y'all want to sign Antonio Brown? Put that shit on. Will Fuller? Philly boy Fuller? OBJ, Will Fuller, Sue, T.Y. Hilton. Johnathan Abrams, Brandon, just signed with the Green Bay Packers. So, Francisco says, I thought Darius Slayton took a pay cut. He did. That was back prior to week 1. We've already used that money. You guys know I'm a big mindset guy. My mood all week is F Houston. First, it was the Astros. I'm still not over that. I hate the Astros, those damn cheaters. And now it's the Texans. If you are a mindset person and you hate Houston, type FHOU in the comment section right now for a shout-out. FHOU in the comment section. Because, look, if you believe it, you can achieve it. As corny as that is, I believe it. I believe we can win a lot of football games. We've won a lot of football games. But the show goes on. Show goes on. Got to win this week if you want to make the playoffs. Let's do this. As we got 133 people watching right now and only 39 likes. Those are rookie numbers. Let's do this. If you want to beat the Texans, like this video. And if we can get to 100 likes in the next minute, 100 likes in the next minute. We're already at 46 likes. If we get to 100 likes in the next minute, we'll do a shot of Fireball to get things rolling. Like the video if you want the Giants to beat the Texans. If you don't like the video, I'm going to imagine that you're a Cowboys fan or a Houston fan. Don't be the guy or the lord or the lady that wakes up Monday morning and the Giants are 6-3 and it's because you didn't like the freaking video. Do your part. I've already liked the video from like 3 of my burner accounts. That's how superstitious I am. I don't know if we're going to get to 100 likes. We just got to 69. That's always nice, but I want to get to 100. We got 10 seconds. Can we get to 100 likes in the next 10 seconds? If we do, we'll do a shot of Fireball. That's what we'll do. We'll get things rolling. I don't know. We're at a minute, and we're only at 73. I guess you guys don't want to beat the Texans this week. Make sure you are following me on Twitter, though, at @MarshallGreen_. Fastest way to stay up to date on the latest Giants news and rumors is by giving me a follow on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. Everyone that follows me from today's show, just send me a DM. Send me a DM that says live so I know that you came from the live show, and I'll give you a follow back. Everyone that follows me from today's show, just DM me live, and I will give you a follow back at @MarshallGreen_. Nick Roloff, he's going to get that in the chat right now. Shout out to Nick Roloff. He's running community. He's interacting in the chat with you guys. He'll put the link to my Twitter in there. Give me a follow. at Marshall Green _. And if you follow me during the show, I'll give you a shout out. And if you DM me live, I will give you a follow back. We're going to have 2 mailbags today. 2, not 1, but 2 mailbags because I missed you guys. No game on Sunday. I want to hear from you guys. I want to answer the questions that you guys have. So when we get into our mailbags, the best way for you to get on the show is to super chat. Every super chat gets up on the screen. So if you have a question and you want to guarantee yourself to get in on the show, super chat and ask a question, or you just use hashtag Giants. If you don't use hashtag Giants, your question will not get on the show. If no questions come in, we won't do the mailbag. So I want to hear from you. If you have a question, you got something you want to say, you got to comment, use hashtag Giants in the comment section to get your comment up on screen. As we got our first super chat of the day. Yes, sir. Shout out to Matthew Bazemore. Just dropping a 10-piece. Matthew, if you have a comment, question, put it in the comment section. We'll pop it up on screen. We will do, how about this? Every $10 super chat today. Every $10 super chat, we'll do shots. Every $10 super chat, we'll do shots. We'll get it started like that. Shout out to Matthew Bazemore, a real one. Woo-hoo! Fireball's kicking. Fireball is kicking. It's doing its job. The first one's always tough. Hashtag Giants to get on the show. We got 2 mailbags. I see my guy Mitch got a question in. GK Vlogs got a question in. Be like Mitch. Be like GK Vlogs. Get your question in on the show so we can do a live Q&A with you guys. Also, subscribe. Hit that red button. Shout out to Corinne getting in the mailbag. Corinne, he was just cut. Brian Dable said it didn't work out. He didn't provide much details, Corinne. He just got cut. Signed a practice squad deal and then was cut 1 day later. I assume he did something. I mean, you don't just sign someone and then a day later cut him. I assume that there was something that he did. Dable said it just didn't work out. Wouldn't provide any more context to it. That is why he was cut. Alrighty, we're about to get into the latest Odell Beckham Jr. rumors. Because the rumors around, and we're at 99 likes. Hit the frickin' like button. Let's get to 100 likes. Don't be weird about it. Just tap it. Just tap the thumbs up. Let's get to 100 likes. I'm going to pour up the shot. All right, we got to 101. I guess we'll do it. Shout out to Big Yum Yum getting a question in. Shout out to Felipe getting a question in. Oh, shout out to you, Christian. Thanks for being the 100th liker. Oh. Cha says no. What do you say no about, Cha? What up, Cha? Shout out to Cha, as Cha is a real one and on the hard hat Ring of Honor. $100 super chat, as always, gets you on the hard hat. Shout out to Corinne, recently added to the hat. Shout out to Corinne. We've got a whole bunch of people. I want the whole hat by the end of the season to have stickers with initials of real ones on it. $100 super chat, and we will put a sticker with your name on the helmet, and you are forever a part of New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. All right. Let's do it. Let's get into the latest Odell Beckham Jr. rumors right now. What up, Giants fans? In today's show, we're going to break down the latest OBJ rumors because OBJ to the Cowboys is officially heating up, and that's a problem, and we're going to keep you up to date better than any channel on YouTube. So if you want nonstop updates around the latest Giants news, Giants rumors, hit that big red button. Help us get to 20,000 subscribers. And we're also subbing for Giants dubs. Sub for Giants dubs. If you want the Giants to beat the Texans this week, go down right now and hit that big red button. Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. In today's show, we are going to break down everything you need to know about Odell Beckham Jr. We got the odds of which team he's going to go to. We have some quotes from Mike McCarthy, Jerry Jones, and Micah Parsons as the Dallas Cowboys are in hot pursuit of Odell Beckham Jr. Jerry Jones, Mike McCarthy, and Micah Parsons have been recruiting Odell Beckham Jr. to the Cowboys. And there's a lot of things that I just can't handle. And Odell Beckham going to play for the Cowboys would be just that. I would not be able to handle that whatsoever. He said that he wants to go to a team, and we'll get to those quotes here in a little bit. He said he wants to go to a team where he can sign and play for the next 3 or 4 years. This was the interaction on Twitter yesterday. Micah Parsons quote tweeted this tweet from FanDuel, and Micah Parsons says, "Man, OBJ talked to me. Let's do this shit." And Odell said, "LOL, you tell me. You know all the fam on my daddy's side down there. I'm just trying to win wherever I go." I can't handle this. I don't even know if I could support Odell Beckham anymore. I'm a huge OBJ guy, one of the best Giants I've ever seen put on that jersey, one of the most electrifying and polarizing players in all of sports. But if he goes to the Dallas Cowboys, I don't think I could support him. This is what Jerry Jones had to say on OBJ on local Dallas radio yesterday. He said, "Odell is someone that we have all the appreciation in the world for, what he is as a competitor. I know the Cowboy star on that helmet when he puts it on could look pretty good." We should be aware that he's coming off this injury, but he showed he can do it and it well last year. So that would go in the mix real good. He's past dealing with adversity of rehab. I think that tells you a lot. I think a veteran player such as Odell, my experience has been when we've brought a veteran player in, they hit the ground running in terms of being able to compete. That usually is not a big factor when we think about whether or not a player can fit. Jerry Jones is pretty much telling you it is up to Odell Beckham Jr. if he wants to be a Dallas Cowboy. I hope that OBJ is using the Cowboys as leverage to get a bigger contract from whatever team it is. If he doesn't go to the Giants, it is what it is. Go to the Bills. Go to the Jets. Go anywhere. Just don't go to the frickin' Dallas Cowboys. Michael Gelkin, who covers the Cowboys, said, the Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy said, "We really love our receiver group. But with free agent wide receiver Odell Beckham, I've always been a huge fan of his. I've just heard so many excellent things about him." It makes me want to throw up. It does. If I see Odell Beckham Jr. in a Cowboys jersey, I might hurt someone. I might hurt someone. These are the latest odds for Odell Beckham and the teams that are interested. You can go and bet in Vegas on some odds. The most likely team, according to Vegas, is the Buffalo Bills at plus 250. Then you got the Packers at plus 350. Then you got the Cowboys at plus 400. And then you have the New York Football Giants right there at plus 600. Then the Bucks, Chiefs, Rams, Chargers, Ravens, Niners. The Bills, honestly, I think it makes a lot of sense. His best friend and Von Miller is there. They're probably the team on this list that's most likely to win a Super Bowl. The Packers, I don't think makes any sense. He said he wants to sign with a team and play there for the next 3 or 4 years. You're telling me Aaron Rodgers is going to play 3 or 4 more years in the NFL? I call cap. Dallas, as much as I hate to say this, it makes some sense. It does make some sense. I would just hate him for it. I think the Giants make a lot of sense too. He said he wants a home, and we'll get to those quotes in a little bit. But first, let me tell you a little bit more about our sponsor today. And today's show, Giants Now, is sponsored by Established Titles. Established Titles is a fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping global reforestation efforts. It is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. Title packs give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland, and an official certificate with a crest. We plant a tree with every order and work with global charities, One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future, to support global reforestation efforts. You could officially include the title Lord or Lady on your credit card, plane ticket, dating profiles, etc. It's legit, and it makes a great last-minute gift. The first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my link will effectively be next to my plot within a few minutes of walking distance. Depending on how many of you want to become a lord or a lady, we can build our own little Giants Now Real Ones kingdom. It makes an amazing last-minute gift. Established Titles is actually running a massive early Black Friday sale right now with discounts up to 80% off. Plus, if you use the code CHAT to get an additional, you will get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/chat to get your gifts now and help support the channel. Establishedtitles.com/chat. Take advantage of the huge sale that they are running right now. Become a lord, become a lady, make them respect you, and grab a plot of Scottish land next to me, Lord Marshy, and Lord Seeps. Establishedtitles.com/chat. The Giants can't let OBJ go to Dallas for multiple reasons. One, because I can't handle it. But two, you're letting a team in the division that you're going to be competing with forever in the next 3 or 4 years get better by adding a player like Odell Beckham Jr. You have a huge need at the wide receiver spot, and you have an opportunity to add one of the most electric players in the NFL. I understand he's 30 years old. I understand that he's coming off his second ACL tear. But we saw the difference maker that he was with the Los Angeles Rams in the playoffs last year. We'll show you those stats in a second. You got to get better. And you can't let another team in your division get better at a position that they could use some help at. And that's the wide receiver spot. You cannot let OBJ go to Dallas. I couldn't handle it either. That's a selfish reason as well. I know the real ones can't handle it as well. Could you imagine playing Odell Beckham twice every single year? And imagine him scoring on us. How would we feel? I don't know if I could support OBJ anymore and be a fan, as I call myself, because I am a fan of Odell. I like the player he is. I think he's fun to watch. I think he's a good guy. I think he gets a bad rap. All that goes out the window if you go and sign with Dallas, though. I just can't. This is what OBJ had to say in a recent interview with Complex. He said, whether it's Buffalo, Green Bay calling, the Cowboys, a reunion with the Giants, I want to be able to spill my last. I'm not saying I've only got 3 or 4 years left, but these next 3 or 4 years into a place where I can buy a home. Like I can call this place home. You know a place you've called home before? The New York Football Giants. You know where you were at your best? With the New York Football Giants. You know when your star shined the brightest? It was with the New York Football Giants. The dude is still a primetime player. If he can get back to what he did with the Rams last year in 12 games played, he would be a huge lift to this Giants wide receiver core. I mean, in 12 games, the guy had 7 touchdowns, and without him in the Super Bowl, the Rams looked terrible. And I'll tell you this much, the Rams this year, they miss Odell Beckham Jr. They don't look nearly the same as they do last year. Cooper Kupp's still great. Do they miss Whitworth at the left tackle spot? No doubt about it. But they don't have anyone else on that offense that puts any fear into any defensive coordinator's heart. And Odell Beckham still does that, even though he's on his 3rd ACL and he's 30 years old. Odell is still that guy, and he would make a huge impact and be a difference maker for the New York Giants. You can't stack the box and try to stop Saquon Barkley every single play with 8, 9, 10 players in the box. If you're going to just single coverage Odell Beckham Jr. out wide, good luck. Odell makes the Giants better, he makes Daniel Jones better, and he makes Saquon Barkley better, and he makes it a lot more fun to watch Giants football. I'll ask you this, though. Where will OBJ sign? Not where do you want him to sign, where will he sign? Be honest. Don't just say the Giants. You can, but I want you to be honest. Type 1 for the Giants, 2 for the Cowboys, 3 for the Bills, 4 for the Packers, 5 for the Bucks, or if you have another team that you think he might sign to, I want you to let me know what team that is down in the comment section. Also, give me a follow over on Twitter at MarshallGreen_. Trying to get my Twitter game up. Getting closer and closer to 2,500 followers over on Twitter. And I want you guys to follow me, and I want to follow some of you guys back because I just like hearing from Giants fans every single day on Twitter. The way to get a follow back is the first 10 people to follow me on Twitter from this video, I'll give you a follow back. Just DM me OBJ so I know that you came from this video. When you talk about the Giants wide receiver core, it just ain't it. Marcus Johnson, I can't believe he's still on this team. Darius Slayton, he's decent, but he can't be your number 1 wide receiver. Wan'Dale Robinson, he's a good player. I think he's going to be a good player for the Giants for a very long time. But I don't think he's ready to be a number one wide receiver in the National Football League. David Sills, he's a practice squad guy. Kenny Golladay, I still have him as hurt because he hasn't played yet, but I do expect Kenny Golladay to play this week. He practiced yesterday. He's been practicing all week. I expect Golladay to be out there. Hopefully he can provide a big lift for this wide receiver group. Richie James, he was practicing again on Wednesday. Sounds like he's going to be ready to go as he has cleared concussion protocol. Richie James leads this team in receptions at the wide receiver spot. You know who leads this team in receptions overall? It's your running back, Saquon Barkley. He has 8 more catches than the leading wide receiver you have on this team in Richie James. That's a problem. You have to find a way. If you're not going to sign Odell, you got to find a way to get the most out of this group. And let's talk a little bit about Isaiah Hodgins, a guy that the Giants claimed off of waivers last week. The dude in college was a baller. His senior year, he had 86 receptions for 1,100 yards, almost 1,200 yards, 14 yards a catch, and 13 touchdowns. He's a 6'4" wide receiver. I don't expect him to come in and be the Giants' number one, but I think that it does say something that the Giants claim this guy, and he has ties to Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen. They know what he can do. If you talk to any Buffalo Bills fan, we had a couple DM me on Twitter and hit me up in the comment section of the video we did on Isaiah Hodgins, excuse me, and they said that he was a preseason all-star. They were sad that they let him go. They made it seem like he's a good player. A lot of good players come out of Buffalo. Let's see if Hodgins could come to the New York Giants and make their wide receiver core better. I expect him to play this week, and I expect him to get some snaps and get some balls thrown his direction. I'm looking forward to seeing what Hodgins can do coming up for the New York Giants the rest of the season. But I want you guys to grab your red pen and be honest with me. Grade the Giants wide receiver core. Grade it. Be honest. Don't be nice. Be honest. Grade the Giants wide receiver core. A, B, C, D, or F. I want to hear from you in the comments. And as always, I appreciate everyone that always makes Giants Now a part of their day. If you made it this far in the cut, made it this far in the video, go ahead and type real one down in the comment section right now. Woo! D, C, F, C minus, D plus, F. That was definitely over 8, right? Yeah. We'll stretch that piece. Let's go. We did get a $2 super chat from my guy Devon Griffin. It says, did you go see Black Adam yet? Tell your friends. I have not. I know you told me to go see it. I haven't gone to the movie since. Have you seen it? I haven't. We got a movie critic here at the office. I'll ask him about it. I'm just not a big go to the movies guy. And you know why? That's why. I'll check it out, though, Devon. I'll check it out. Let's do this. Let's do a little shot clock here, Seeps. Let's do this. Every $5 super chat that comes in the next 2 minutes, me and Seeps each owe a shot. Every $5 super chat that comes in the next 2 minutes, me and Seeps are going to do a shot of Fireball and ask a question in the super chat so you could be featured on our mailbag. Well, 2-for-1 right here because all super chats. Bills Boomaye, happy birthday. Everyone type HBD in the chat for my guy Bills Boomaye. My guy BB is a part of the Real One Ring of Honor. Our Hard Hat Hall of Fame, Bills Boomaye, is a part of it. Happy birthday, Bills. Let's get a win this week for my guy. Yeah, just 125. I think it was only one segment that was. Both the mailbags are U.S. Shout out to Bills Boomaye, Zion showing some love. C. Sanders, Martin, J. Liv, Torian, Melinda, Sean, Corinne, Mr. NY Stadium, Chris. Shout out to all you guys showing love. We're a big community over here at New York Giants Now. We're always going to show love. Let's ride. Let's ride. We're about to get into a mailbag. Use hashtag Giants or Super Chat. To get on the show. Mitch getting a question in. How are we looking on questions? Pretty light? we're looking pretty light. Producer Seeps, Lord Seeps, saying we're looking pretty light on our questions today. If we don't get enough questions, we'll only do one mailbag. I want to hear from you guys. If you have a question, Cha with a $10 super chat. We'll hit that on the mailbag, Cha. And that's going to be a shot for me and two shots for me, as we did just get to 2 minutes. We'll reset it because we did some birthday wishes. Any $5 super chat that comes in the next 2 minutes, me and Seeps are going to do fireball shots for. We'll do that. And your questions will be featured on the mailbag. Cha, Evan Neal injury update. I'll give you the best one I have. There's just not a lot out there. We'll also hit this in the mailbag. Cha, I saw on Twitter today that he was working on the side with trainers. So I'm expecting his target date to be with the Dallas Cowboys game in two weeks from Sunday. Every $5 super chat that comes in the next 2 minutes, me and Seeps are going to do shots. A little shot o'clock. Woo! Let's ride. I'm going to take 2. Seeps, he'll take 1 or 2. He's a real one for Cha. Cha on the Ring of Honor as well. Shout out to you, Cha. Woo! That's the good stuff.
They got a little extra kick in them today? Or?
I'm not going to lie. I haven't drunk in a while. And by a while, I mean Monday.
Shout out to you, Cha.
All right. We got 40 seconds.
Oh. Little extra punch in the fireball today, huh?
Ah! Yeah. Anyone else wants to get in on the shot clock, we'll do that. You can also get your question. I see Torian getting a question in. Jay Liv getting a question in. What up, Jay Liv? See you at the game tonight, Jay Liv. Let's ride. Guzzo getting a question in. Cal Walker, Mitch. Everyone getting their questions in.
Yeah. That's some fireball.
That's good. Let's go. All right. 2 minutes is over. I guess no more shot clock.
Marsh, I missed your score prediction.
My score prediction, I think I said 24-17.
So a little closer.
Yeah, a little closer.
What's the spread looking like?
6.5.
In Houston.
It's in New York.
In New York, and it's 6.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Giants favored by 6.5. I just can't talk about that.
Yeah, we'll hit that on the mailbag. Go sub the Giants.
You're a maniac, Rosario. You're a maniac.
A lot of Galladay questions.
All right, let's do the first mailbag. Remember, all super chats skip the line, and we'll get you in the show. We'll start with Cha's question about Evan Neal. We also have 2 mailbags, so if you don't get it in this one, you can get it in the next one. Remember, you guarantee your spot in line with a super chat. All righty, let's do it. Let's get into a Giants rumors mailbag right now. What up, real ones? You're watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green, as always. We're about to get into a mailbag where we answer your guys' questions that came from our live show. Goes down every single Wednesday. Make sure you're subscribed and turn your notifications on so you can join us when we go live. Hit that sub button, turn your noties on so you get alerted anytime we go live on the channel. This first one coming in from my guy, Cha. What up, Cha? Evan Neal injury update, please. The latest I have on Evan Neal is that he practiced on Wednesday on the side with a trainer. So he wasn't completely out. He was on the side working with a trainer, didn't participate in any team drills, any individual drills, didn't have pads on, just working with the trainers on the sideline, But I don't expect him to play this week against the Houston Texans. I don't expect him to play this week next week against the Detroit Lions. I expect Evan Neal to come back in 2 more weeks. That would be 4 weeks since the injury and play on Thanksgiving against the Dallas Cowboys. That's what I'm expecting from Evan Neal. Cha, appreciate the super chat as always. Thanks for showing love. An official, real one. Rosario Guzzo. What up, Rosario? Do you think we will be okay without McKinney for 4 weeks? And then we also got this question from Alan Jones. We can just hit these ones back to back. Who will step up with XL? Am I worried? I'm 100% worried. I think we'll be okay, though. I do think we'll be okay. Who's going to step up? It's going to have to be Julian Love. They talked about Julian Love is going to take over as the defensive play caller for Xavier McKinney with him out for the next 4 weeks due to a hand injury that he suffered on the bye week going to Cabo on an ATV. That's about as brutal as it gets. When you think about some of the injuries the Giants have had off the field, Plaxico Burress shooting himself, JPP blasting his hands off with a firecracker, and now this Xavier McKinney, and as well as David Wills, just a lot of off-the-field injuries for the Giants. It sucks. I'm upset with McKinney. I understand, but you got to be more responsible than that. You're playing for a lot more than just yourself right now. You're playing for a bag, and you're a captain. You're supposed to lead by example. Not a good look for McKinney. He's going to miss 4 weeks, has multiple broken fingers. He already had surgeries. Julian Love's going to have to step up. I think we'll be fine. Definitely not going to be the same great defense, but I think Wink Martindale's going to find a way to put this thing together piece by piece. I'll ask you, though, are you concerned about the defense with X-Man out, without Xavier McKinney? Are you concerned? Let me know. I mean, I'm a little concerned. I don't think we're going to become one of the worst defense in the NFL. I don't know if we'll continue to be that elite defense. I mean, we're going to be missing one of our best players. Anytime a team does that, they're going to take a step back. But are you concerned? Why for yes and for no? Talik, if we don't win any more games, would you consider Brian Dable's first season a success? So if we finish 6-11, it's a good question. Man, I don't know. I don't know if I would. Because you're in a spot right now. You were 6-1. If you lost 10 games in a row to close the season, that shows me that you didn't adjust. That shows me that you couldn't find a way to win games when the schedule got tough down the stretch. So, honestly, no. If we lost every single game the rest of the season, I would not consider this a successful first season. Were there some successful points? Was the first half a success? No doubt about it. But if you lose 10 games in a row to close out the season, I don't know how you can call that a success. Because a successful season for me is, did we find out if Daniel Jones is the guy? Do we know if we're going to re-sign Saquon Barkley? Where are we going to need to get better? And right now, you got a chance to make the freaking playoffs. That should be the goal. Those preseason expectations we talked about are just preseason expectations. The regular season expectations going into Week 10 is that the Giants should win the next 2 games against the Lions and the Houston Texans. You still get to play the Colts. You still get to play the Commanders twice. And you get to play a Vikings team they're great, but they almost just lost to Washington. I mean, they're a beatable team. They're good, no doubt about it, but this team should win 10 games. At this point, you should win 10 games. No, it is not a success if the Giants lose the last 10 games of the season. I get with what you're going, Talik, but I can't call that a success. I can't. Mitch, I think Kenny Golladay is going to perform after being out these past. He better. If he doesn't play good these last, 7 weeks of the season, he's going to get cut at the end of the season. He's playing for his job and his career as a New York Football Giant. Hasn't played in the past 4 weeks. I tweeted it out last week, and I'm trying to kind of speak it into existence. I think Kenny Golladay catches a touchdown this week. I don't think he goes over 150 yards. I don't think he goes over 100 yards. Can he get me 6 catches for 60 yards? Can I get 4 catches for 55? Can you catch a touchdown in the red zone? Can you go up and make a contested catch on a fade ball? This receiver core needs a boost. And Golladay, you paid him $72 million. He needs to show up. He owes it to this team. And he wants that money next year. He ain't going to get a bigger deal in free agency if he gets cut. He wants that big money next year. He's got to produce, and I think he knows that. He was asked if he wants to be here, and he said yes. And that means because he wants that cheddar, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. But go out and earn it. I think Golladay catches a touchdown this week. I'm speaking it into existence. GK Vlogs, how do you think Golladay will do this week? Yeah, not 5 for 95 is a little much. I think, can I get 5 for 60? Can I get 4 for 55? Can I get a touchdown? That's what I'm expecting from Golladay. I'm going to be curious to see with Golladay how much he actually plays. That's how I'm going to see. That's what I'm worried about. Not worried about, but looking forward to. How much is he actually going to play this week against Houston? They got some good corners over there. They're a solid pass defense. They got some young studs on the outside. Can I get 4 for 55 and a touchdown? I'd be elated if that happened. I do want to tell you guys about our proud sportsbook partner, BetUS. When you go to chatsports.com/bet and use this promo code chat125, they're going to hook you up with a 125% deposit bonus. All you got to do, go to chatsports.com/bet and use the promo code chat125. You can bet on the Giants this week. They are 6.5-point favorites. My score prediction is 24-17. I think they cover, but I wouldn't advise. 6.5 is a lot. Giants they're a team that plays in a lot of close games. You could bet on a money line. You could bet on the Knicks. You could bet on the Nets. You could bet on a lot of things. Do it with our proud sportsbook partner, BetUS. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code chat125. JVB, what up? Do you think the new wide receiver we signed gets elevated this week? And yeah, I'm expecting for Isaiah Hodgins to play this week. Had the bye week to learn the playbook a little bit. Brian Dable said he's hit the ground running. He already knows the system a little bit. He feels like that's helped him get kind of out in front of the learning curve. I mean, this guy hasn't played too much in the NFL. I think I remember correctly, he has 4 catches, and that all came this year against the Pittsburgh Steelers. But if you go back and look at what he did in his senior season in college, the dude put up some pretty crazy numbers. 86 catches, 1,200 yards, 14 yards a catch, and 13 touchdowns. I mean, the guy's no scrub. I think he's better than Marcus Johnson. I think he might be better than David Sills. So I'm not expecting him to come in and, be a guy that's going to go for 100 yards, but can I get a big body on the outside that catches the football? Can he just catch the ball? That's kind of what I'm looking for with Richie drops, David drops, and Marcus drops. I can't believe Marcus Johnson dropped those 2 touchdowns in back-to-back games, and he's still on this team. I'm expecting for Hodgins to be a guy that gets some run, gets some burn, though, this week against the Texans. Pauly Smoosh TV with a $2 super chat. Odell, 2-year deal, less guaranteed money, plus incentives. I think that's pretty close to what he will get from the New York Football Giants. This year, the Giants really can't afford, though, to give him anything more than a veteran minimum deal. Can you give him a 2-year deal, veteran minimum deal with an $8 million salary next year and lace both years with incentives? I think that's what he's looking for. He said he wants the next team he plays with, he wants that to be his home for the next 3 to 4 years. Why not come home to the Big Apple? You got the city tatted on your back. It was the city that you were the best. This city loves you. Don't ruin it by going to the Cowboys. I think there's a chance the Giants could sign him. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, and that's why you should subscribe, because we're going to keep you up to date with the latest Odell Beckham news and rumors, Giants news and rumors. We go live every single Wednesday. We go live every single game day. Nobody puts out more content than we do, literally videos every single day, and sometimes, more than likely, we're going to put out 2 videos in a day if breaking news happens. News or rumors come out, we get you guys a video, youtube.com/NYGiantsTV. We're getting closer and closer to 20,000 subscribers. If you have not joined the team yet, change it. Hit that big red button. Aaron, what up? Franchise tag Barkley, or maybe 4 years, $12 million a year with 15 guaranteed with incentives. I'd be cool with a 4-year, $48 million deal. I think Nick Chubb signed 3 years, 36, or 4 years, 44, something very similar. I think you got to re-sign Saquon Barkley. I'm not the biggest pay the running back guy, because I think that kind of can damper what you can do. But look at the Minnesota Vikings right now. They're paying Dalvin Cook. They're 6-1, right? 6-1, 7-1. Correct me. Yes, 7-1. I mean, they're paying a running back $12 million a year for Dalvin Cook. I think Saquon's just as good as Dalvin Cook. I think he's a little bit better, but look, you can win if you're paying a running back. That's a tired and lame take. The Dallas Cowboys were the number 1 offense in the NFL in 2021, and they paid Ezekiel Elliott the most of any running back in the league, and he ain't even close to as good as Saquon. You have a good quarterback. You figure out your QB. You got a good defense. You got a good head coach. Giants, they got a lot of those things. You can win with paying a running back. Saquon Barkley's different. He is a guy that He leads the team in receptions. He's not just a running back. He's your MVP. And he's a captain. He works hard. He never misses off-season workouts. He's the guy that you want in the building. He's the guy that does it all right the right way. I'd pay Saquon Barkley. I would. Sin City Goon, would you make Lamar Jackson the highest paid QB if he came to the Giants? Yeah, probably would. I probably would. I like Daniel Jones, but he ain't Daniel Jones. He ain't Daniel Jones. I know Lamar, we beat him. He had a costly picked off by Julian Love, had a costly fumble, but you just don't see that type of talent at the QB spot. I would make Lamar Jackson the highest paid QB. I'll ask you, though, how much per year would you give Lamar Jackson in NFL free agency? How much would you pay Lamar Jackson in NFL free agency? Giants are going to have about $60 million to spend in the offseason. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. As always, thank you, and I appreciate everyone that makes Giants Now a part of their day every single day. You guys keep the truck rolling. You're the gasoline in this bus. We can't go without you. So thank you. I appreciate you, and I want to show you some love. If you're a real one, go down in the comments and type real one right now, and I'll show you some love. All righty. 4 years, 200 guaranteed. Lamar Jacksons just don't grow on trees. Lamar Jackson just don't grow on trees. O'Brien, JVB, Taylor Gang, Bruiser B. All righty. We do have another mailbag coming up. I want to continue to answer your guys' questions. Shout out to Paulie Smash and Cha for super chatting. Every super chat skips the line and you get to the front of the line. How are you looking on questions? We need some more? We need some more, according to Seeps. Let's get some variety. Ask a question about anything. I see Rosario Guzzo getting one in there about Kadarius Toney. Jay Liv getting one in there about Hodgins and Galladay. Let's mix it up. Ask a question. You can ask it about anything. Let's do it. Hashtag Giants if you want to be featured on the mailbag. We're about to get into one. If we don't get any questions, we're just going to have to sign off. We got a Knicks game coming up. Can't be late for that tonight. Bruiser B, I do think they're going to re-sign Saquon. Shout out to Corinne. Shout out to Corinne getting a question in. We got two in the chamber. Two. But like the real chamber. Okay. All right. It just needs to get over 8, honestly. We don't have to push it, yeah. Shout out to Cal Walker, Eli, Sean. That's 4 questions right there. You guys are always awesome. Appreciate you guys showing love. Sean Hayes, let's ride. Knicks game tonight. Paulie Smoosh TV. We'll start with this. Let me see what you got to say, though. Scared Giants winning may hurt us because we don't want a playoff game. We are hurting our draft spot and forced to make moves on DJ and SB. One did bad this season. It would have been easier to move. Good question. I'm going to give you my thoughts on that in a second, Paulie. That's a great question. And also, appreciate the super chat. I'll do a fireball shot for my guy, Paulie. How about this? Every $5 super chat that comes in during the mailbag, I'll take a shot. I'll take one for Paulie right now for that $10 super chat. We'll start the mailbag with that. Let's, we'll just do regular. Oh, that's tough. That's tough today. Today, that's tough. I'm on a light stomach. I haven't eaten yet. That's why. All right. Let's do it. Let's get into a Giants mailbag. All $5 super chats that come in during the show, we'll do shots. In every super chat, you skip the line and you get to be featured on the mailbag. What up, everybody? You're watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green, as always. We're about to get into a mailbag where we answer questions from subscribers only. So if you haven't subbed yet, change it. Go down right now and hit that sub button so you can be featured on our next mailbag. $10 super chat coming in from Paulie Smoosh TV. Thanks for being a real one, Paulie. He says he's scared the Giants winning may hurt us because if we don't win a playoff game, we are hurting our draft spot and forced to make moves on DJ and Saquon Barkley. If one did bad this season, it would have been easier to move on. So I'm going to answer this. I'll spend some time on this. So may hurt us if we don't win a playoff game. I don't ever think that getting to the playoffs is a bad reason. Even if the Giants lose a playoff game, I would consider this one of the most successful seasons the Giants have had since the Super Bowl season. You weren't supposed to make the playoffs this year. And you know what getting to the playoffs does? It means what does it mean? You won a lot of games. It means you're well coached. Those two things are huge. Because when you win a lot of games, that builds a winning culture. And we've had a lot of coaches come in. Shermer, McAdoo, Judge, talk about culture. The only culture I give a shit about is a winning culture. You don't build culture by losing games. So that's check one. So I understand what you're saying, but if you get to the playoffs, it's a success. You're learning how to win. You have to teach guys like Daniel Jones how to win, Saquon Barkley how to win, Kayvon Thibodeau, Evan Neal, all the young guys on this team, you got to teach them how to win. It may hurt our draft spot. That is true. If the Giants get to the playoffs, they will have a lower draft spot. But I'll also tell you this. You only hit on your draft picks about 40% of the time in the first round. So whether you're picking first or whether you're picking 29th or 32nd, it's still a risk and it's not a guarantee. So I'm not too worried about that. And you're forced to make moves on Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. If one did bad, they're both doing good, though. You want good players. There's nothing wrong with keeping good players. I don't know if they're going to keep Daniel Jones even if we make the playoffs. I don't think a decision has been made. He's still got to prove himself. I think Saquon Barkley is back if he wants to be back. So I get the thoughts there, Paulie. And I agree with a lot of it. I just never think it's a problem by actually winning football games. You're learning how to win. That's important. This team hasn't done that in a long time. I think that goes a long way. I do. Culture is a good buzzword. You know who always talks about culture? Teams that don't win. That's who talks about culture because they're trying to get that winning culture. There ain't no other culture in the world except for a winning culture. And right now, Giants are on their way to establishing that winning culture. Paulie, love the comment, love the question, and thank you for supporting the channel, my guy. Shout out to Cal Walker. Marshy, who do you think is our leading receiver at the end of the season? Let's go, G-Man. So we'll pull up the wide receiver stats right now heading into the game this week against the Houston Texans. I think it's going to be Darius Slayton. He's already got 232 yards. Maybe it's Wan'Dale Robinson. Could it be Galladay? Could Galladay in these last 7 games get you 500 yards? That might be at the most on any receiver this year. If you can get anything out of Galladay, that'd be huge. But if I had to predict it, I would say Slayton or Wan'Dale Robinson are the top 2 guys for me. Don't jinx it. If you're watching right now, stop everything you're doing. And if you're a subscriber, type me so I know I'm not talking to you. If you're not a subscriber, listen up. Go down right now and hit that big red button and sub for Giants Dubs. We are a superstitious channel. If you want the Giants to beat the Texans, subscribe. Sub for Giants Dubs. We put out videos every single day. We go live on Wednesdays. We go live on Sundays for games. No Giants channel puts out more content than we do. YouTube.com/NYGiantsTV. Lock us in. Hit that big red button. Rosario Guzzo. When does Bellinger get back? Doesn't sound like there's any sort of timetable with Daniel Bellinger and the eye injury that he suffered. I honestly think it would be lucky if he comes back at all this year. I think he will, but I'm not going to put stock into someone that just had face surgery coming back. He was great in his rookie year, and I think we have our tight end of the future in Daniel Bellinger. I love the way he blocks. I love the way he competes, and he's got good, strong hands. He's not a game changer in the wide receiver department, but he's good enough to get the job done, and he's a great blocker. I just don't know if he's going to play again this year. I wouldn't be surprised if he does. I'm honestly kind of expecting it, but I don't want to place expectations on a guy that just had face surgery, got his eye pretty much gouged out of his eye. Can he be back for the final stretch against the 2 games against the Eagles? I think that would be big. If we make the playoffs, can he be back then? Angel, what up, Angel? Do you want the Giants to sign OBJ to a multi-year deal? If that's what it's going to cost to get Odell Beckham to come back with the Giants, yeah, I would do it. And the reason is Giants have $60 million in cap space the day that the Giants season ends. So all you salary cap nerds out there that are always telling me, but Marshall, we have no money. You can't say that shit anymore, and I can't wait for that because it's the most annoying, so damn annoying. I'd give him a 2-year deal, a big increase in salary in the second year. I'd give him the vet minimum this year because that's really all the Giants can afford. Yes, I would. I think he's that good. I think he's still going to be good. I think there's still a lot of juice left in the OBJ's body. I would sign him to a multi-year deal if that guarantees him coming back and playing for the Giants. Look, that's what I would do if I'm the GM, but I want to hear from all you watching right now because I value the thoughts and opinions of the real ones. Would you give OBJ a multi-year contract? I'd go 2 years. That's all. And if he plays well in year 2, I'd re-sign him again. But I want to hear from you. Type Y for yes. Type N for no. Want to give a big shout out to our proud sportsbook partner, BetUS, for sponsoring today's show. They help us out a lot here, and they can help you a lot as well. If you go to chatsports.com/bet and use the promo code chat125, they are literally going to give you free money. Put $100 into your account, they'll give you a free $125 back, 125% deposit bonus. Put $200 in your account. I think 125% of that is $250. I'm bad at math. Thing is, they're giving you great deals. It's the best sportsbook offer on the internet. Take advantage of it. Might not last forever. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code chat125. Jay Liv, what up? Are they waiting to see how Hodges and Golladay do before making a move with Johnson? As in Colin Johnson? Marcus Johnson? Okay. No, maybe. You might be right there. If they see Hodgins play good this week, they see Galladay's back, I could see them cutting Johnson. I could. Has some costly drops. I think it's a good point, Jay Liv. I haven't really thought about that, but that's a good point. I think there is a path and a way for Johnson to be cut. Say Golladay comes out this week, gives you 4 for 65, and Hodgins gives you 2 for 30, 3 for 40. One of them catches a touchdown. I could see Marcus Johnson looking at the outside end, maybe brought back down to the Giants practice squad. Really do this, 5-5. What are your thoughts on the way Julian Love has played so far this year? I've been impressed. I thought Julian Love has been great. They've used him as a Swiss Army knife. I know the prior regime called him duct tape because he could do it all. He could fix any problem. He could play free safety. He could play strong safety. He could play nickel corner. He can come back into the box and be your dime linebacker. And if you had to, you could put him on the outside. I mean, what you look at what he's done this year so far, 37 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 1 INT, 2 pass breakups. The dude's been good. The dude has been good. At that big interception against the Baltimore Ravens, there was talks that him and Joe Shane were negotiating during the bye week on an extension. I would do a lot to get him back. I wouldn't overpay. Can you get it? Can you sign him for 3 years, $18 million, 3 years, $19 million? I wouldn't pay him any more than probably $6, $7, $8 million per year, but he's a good player. He's a captain. He's a culture guy. He knows how to win. I like the way Julian Love has played this year. I want you guys, though, to grade Julian Love's performance so far this year with the Giants. Sound off, in the comments. Grade Love's performance, A, B, C, D, or F. Nikki, are you afraid of other teams stealing our coordinators if we continue to play well? It's a good question. I don't think Mike Kafka, the only way they're going to steal our coordinators is if they become head coaches, right? I don't see either of them making a lateral move to go be the coordinator for another team. I don't think Mike Kafka, he needs a couple more years, I think, of being a head coach. And Wink Martindale, He's a great DC. I'm not sure if he's a head coach. He wants to be a head coach. He said that time and time again. Would I be surprised if someone hired them as their head coach? No, but I don't think that this year would be the year that either become a head coach. I could be wrong. You could pull up the tape if I'm wrong, but no, I'm not worried about it right now. If they play good again next year, if they coach good again next year, like if you have 2 good years as a coordinator with a new team, then I think you got a better chance of that. Last question coming in from my guy, Cal Walker. What up, Cal? Marshy, what is your playoff picture looking like? Who you got on both sides? Like all 8 teams? I'll say this. I got the Giants making the playoffs. And right now, they would play the Seattle Seahawks in the playoffs in Seattle. That is a winnable game. You can beat the Seahawks in the playoffs. That Charlie C's upset with you in the comments. Cal, Charlie, that is hilarious. We'll get that up, Charlie, wherever your question is. The playoff picture, I just can't do that off the top of my head. I mean, look, the division winners are going to get in. I think Giants make the playoffs, and I think they beat the Seahawks in the first round. That's my prediction. How about that? Charlie, did you use hashtag Giants? It says, at this point in the season, do you give DJ 3 years, $28 million? Well, one, Charlie, you didn't use hashtag Giants like my guy Cal Walker did. You got to use that for Seeps to get it on the mailbag. Don't yell at Seeps, Charlie. Just yanking your chain. 3 years, 28. I think Daniel Jones would laugh at you if you offered him 3 years, $28 million. You can't pay a quarterback $9 million per year. Yeah, I would love to give him that, but he ain't accepting that. I appreciate everyone that's made today's Giants Now part of their day. Give me a follow on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. I'm tweeting about the Giants all day. 28 per. Okay, $28 million per. Okay, I kind of read that wrong. No, I'm not paying Daniel Jones $28 million per. No. 3 for 60? 3 for 60? 20 years? 20 a pop? I think the salary, the franchise tag's like 28, 29, 30 million. I don't think he's earned 28 million per yet. Go win a playoff game. We could have a different conversation. Give me a follow on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. Charlie's coming at your neck, dude. Hashtag Giants. Use the
Right
@
here.
sign.
That's on me, Charlie, but use hashtag Giants.
No, it's not. It's on Charlie. It's on Charlie. Charlie,
Sure
hashtag
it
Giants.
He's a veteran, too.
He's a vet. He's a real
Charlie's
one.
a
He
vet.
should know.
Yeah. That's hilarious, Charlie. Let me
Love to
see.
see.
Love you too, bro.
All right. We're at $33 in Super Chats. Can we get to 50 before we sign off?
I think we can.
Let's do this. We'll do a 2-minute shot clock, and if none come in, we're signing off because we got to get ready for Knicks.
Round of shots at 50.
I was going to do $5 shot. $5 shots.
Yes.
Every Super Chat of $5 that comes in the next 2 minutes, we'll do shots. If none come in, we'll sign off. If you have a question, we'll also answer those.
I'm not answering that question. Go sub.
Yeah, go sub. That's a little much. Oh, Charlie C
Let's
with the
go.
$5 Super Chat. Let's go.
Charlie.
Charlie. Let's go. We're $12 away from 50. Can we get there?
Charlie, if that's you in that profile pic, you are cut, my guy. It looks like David Goggins, though.
Oh!
Oh!
I think that is Goggins. I don't know. Charlie C. I could see Charlie C. being a total swolger. This one's for Charlie.
Here, hand me that fireball, Marsh. Fireball with an extra
He said,
juice
yes,
in
sir.
it.
Thanks.
Really?
Send me your workout plan. I could use it. And we got a $5 Super Chat from C-Note. We're $7 away from 50. Can we get there? And we got about a minute left on the shot clock. Shot to C-Note. If OBJ signs with the Cowboys, I will burn OBJ's Giants jerseys. How do you feel about that? I'll ask Seeps first. And I think Seeps is a good person to answer this
because
he's a Vikings fan, but Brett Favre played for the Vikings, someone that I know he hated, and then he came to his team.
Yeah.
Like, how did you feel about that? This one's for Cena.
Favre, I actually have a Favre Vikings jersey. That 1 year was so special. But, I don't know. I mean, if, like, let's just say, like, Justin Jefferson, after his 3 great years, just like Odell, he would end up in Green Bay, I would be sick to
Or,
my
like, what
stomach.
if Adrian Peterson, the year after he like, played for the Packers?
And he willingly signed with the Packers.
Yes.
I would be furious.
I'd be pissed.
And I love it. AP's one of my favorite of all time, but that's tough. What about you? I mean, you would.
I couldn't be a fan anymore because I am a vocal fan of Odell. I think he gets a bad rap.
Cheers, Cino.
I think burning the jersey is a little much. I think it's funny. I think it's funny when fans do that.
I think it's maybe you throw the jersey in the back of the closet and you just don't even think about it.
It would hurt.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if he helped them win a Super Bowl.
Oh, my God.
How would we feel? How would we feel then? I'd be pretty upset.
If, like, the contracts, like, let's just say it came out that the contracts were, like, the same and he chose Cowboys over the Giants, I would be furious. I would be furious. See you there, Charlie.
All right, the 2-minute shot clock is up, but 2 super chats came in. We are $7 away from 50. Let's get to 50.
Let's get to 50.
Let's get to 50.
Let's have a day.
Let's have a day.
Let's have a day. It's Knicks Nets tonight.
Knicks Nets tonight. If we get to 50, me and Seeps will each do 2 shots. How about that? A $7 super chat right now gets you 4 shots. You can't do that unless you're in a college bar. I just want to get to 50. It's a good round number. I think it's a good number to end on.
It's good luck going into the Texans game.
Good luck. You know, you guys know I'm a big superstitious guy. We'll do 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. If none come in, we're going to sign off. I don't think I can't handle OBJ to Dallas.
I mean, that would be so weird. I see it. That's why I don't think he's going to go to Dallas, though.
I hope he's using them as leverage.
I think he might.
Like, it's like, he goes back to Joe Shane. It's like, look, Joe, I want to be a Giant, but the Cowboys are offering me a contract that's doable.
Yeah.
Like, you either match it or I go sign with them type thing. That's good agent play.
I could not see him in a Cowboys jersey.
Corinne saw it. Corinne, what do you think of OBJ in the Cowboys jersey? You saw it on the thumbnail.
Yeah, Corinne
didn't like the thumbnail.
She hated the thumbnail.
I thought it looked cool, but I hated it too. Throws up.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle it. I couldn't.
See, but like, he's not going to go to Green Bay.
That makes no sense.
The Bills almost makes...
I think the Bills make the most sense.
Yeah. But he would be the 3, 4th option there behind Knox, Gabe Davis, and Diggs.
I think that's a good spot for him, though. Like, because if you come to the Giants, expectations are on him.
Yeah.
Because he's expected to be the number 1. You can go to Buffalo and kind of be that 3rd receiver behind Davis.
He probably wants to be.
Yeah. Trey Collier, you have not used hashtag Giants one time. You've got to include hashtag Giants in your comments.
Tell him, Charlie.
I see what you're saying. Is Shep ever going to play? His ACL is torn. So, no, he's not playing this year. 15 seconds left. $7 away from $50 in Super Chats.
Hey, but the Giants wide receiver core, I mean, you get Galladay back and OBJ back.
That's a big boost.
Well, I mean, it's just flipped on its head.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're like, okay, I got some faith in this group.
I don't know if Galladay can ever get back to the Lions guy that he was, but can I get a guy that can just catch some passes and be a big body receiver on the outside and win some one-on-one matchups? That's kind of what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
All right. The 2-minute shot clock is up. I guess we're not going to get to 50. It's kind of disappointing. But it is what it is. All right. We're going to sign off. No 50 piece today. Yeah. Corinne, that's funny. All righty. We're going to sign off. C-Note, Charlie, Paulie Smush, Cha, and Devon Griffin and Bazemore. I appreciate you guys for super chatting. I appreciate everyone that's tuned in today. Just short of 50 is what it is. We're going to sign off, though. Got a video coming out tomorrow, Friday, Saturday. It will be live for Sunday. Let's go, Giants. Join us on our Knicks stream for Knicks Nets tonight. See you later.